to my channel. My name is Lawanda and this is my husband, John, and we are going to do a story or how we met, pretty much. We're going to give you guys the story of how we met. So, you want to start? You want me to start?
You can start. Then I'm going to tell you guys my version of it.
Well, you're going to hear the truth first, and then y'all going to hear
the real truth.
His exaggerated story. Alright, so let's hop right into it because I want it to be quick. So we met back in 2004. Everybody thinks that we're high school sweethearts because we look really young, but we're not. I met him actually about maybe 4 days after I moved into my dorms. He was actually seeing somebody in the dorm room, or him and his buddy were there. I don't know what they were doing, but they were there. And I was with my little cousin, and we were getting ready to walk to South Street, and we were coming off the elevator, and he saw me, and I was looking cute and whatnot, and he yerked me, or he excused me, miss. And then I just looked at him and kept walking out. And then my cousin was like, oh, he's cute. You should go and talk to him. It took about 5 minutes before I came back. He was still standing in the lobby, by the way, waiting for me. And then I came back, and he was super nervous, like hands sweaty and everything. He introduced himself. And I introduced myself, and then he asked for my phone number, and y'all, he had no phone. No phone, y'all. I'm like, how you gonna ask me for my phone number and you don't have no phone? He got picking his pockets, like, Immediately, I was like, oh, this dude is a bum. But he was like, how about you take my phone number? And I was like, I would rather you call me because you're the dude. And he was like, no, for real, I got a phone. So I took his phone number, and I forgot I had his phone number because I didn't plan on being in any type of relationship or anything. It was my first year as a freshman in college. So I was just like, I'm going to get in where I fit in and mix and mingle. And it took me probably about maybe 2 weeks before I called him, because I was actually flipping through my phone, and then I ended up seeing his phone number. And then we talked, and our synergy was like crazy immediately. Like, we were married before we were married. Like, our chemistry was so good. We just been together ever since. But let me rewind back. There was a little hiccup in when he was trying to talk to me, because he was actually being signed in by a girl who she claimed he was her boyfriend. He told her, oh no, I'm not your boyfriend. She was standing there looking stupid. I was confused. I didn't know what was going on, but he wants to tell it, so he's going to get done telling his part. Go ahead.
Now guys, I'm going to tell y'all the real truth here. The real truth is that me and my homie, as players that we were, was going to go see these two girls from Pittsburgh. So we goes down, and we go to the college, and we go see these girls from Pittsburgh. Now, I was already dealing with the girl from Pittsburgh, and she was not my girlfriend. And make this clear, she was not my girlfriend. So, I so happened to see Wanda come down. Well, let me back it up a little bit. So, me and my boy was going down there. So we gets there, and we wait for the girl to come sign us in. There's another girl waiting for my homie upstairs. So I'm waiting for her to sign me in. So my boy seen Wanda in them first, and he was gonna say something. I said, no, don't say nothing, because we ain't got time, because you're gonna mess up the vibe. We about to get with these two girls, and we about to go upstairs. You go holler at this girl, then we ain't gonna be able to came and do what we came here to do. So
Hoeing.
So what happened was, let him walk past, and I said, you know what? She was looking cute. She had these yellow frames on, right? It was really unique and different. So that's why I like her. I was like, oh, she look cute. I said, you know what? So I called her. And she was like, who, me? And I was like, yeah, you.
No, that's a lie.
And I was like, yeah, you. And then she came over there, and she told me I'm nervous. I never been nervous a day in my life besides getting married and having my kids. That's the only time I was ever nervous.
He was nervous, y'all.
I never been nervous to talk to no girl. So
he was nervous.
So what happened is that I got her phone number. I didn't have my phone on me, and she thought I ain't had no money, and that was not the case. I had money. I just forgot my phone because we was rushing. So I left my phone at my boy house that I was with. So I left it right upstairs. I left it right in his house somewhere, and I told her to call me. Give me her phone number. Like once again, she thought I was broke, and but she did take her time to call me, and it took like 2 weeks. And then at this time, I forgot who she was, Like I said, the player that I was, I forgot who she was.
Tell them about your unofficial girlfriend.
Oh, so while I'm talking to her, getting her phone number, so the other girl comes down off the elevator.
His thought of the week.
To sign me in. Now, let me make this very clear. I knew a lot of girls at the school, So
I didn't know this. I
did
not
know
that he was the mayor. I didn't know it.
So what happened was that she comes down off the elevator. So when she comes off the elevator, she looking at me like, what's going on? So I just had to tell her how it was. So I just said, listen, you're not my girlfriend, and and what I do is what I do.
I've never seen anybody get put in their place and just sit there. He told her, you're not my girlfriend. She looked at him, looked at me. He got my phone number, and she took him upstairs, y'all.
Like I said.
Upstairs. Like what in the world?
Like I said, the player that I was.
What?
If you don't know that's a player status,
Wait,
go ask a player. So.
Whack. That was so whack.
So
that's why I forgot to call him.
Cause I met the girl in Pittsburgh, So, but like I said, that's the player I was. So,
corny.
Long story short is that, like I said, she called me 2 weeks later, and I was on the phone with this other girl when she called me. Now, I don't know what this number is, so back then you look at a number like now, not like nowadays. You look at a number and somebody in your phone, you like, I ain't picking that up, or you like, that ain't nobody. Then if somebody call you from an unmarked number or a random number, more than likely you pick up the phone. Especially
when your cell phone is your black book, you pick up your phone every time it rings, because he knew that it was a girl calling. He just didn't know who he gave his phone number to.
Yes.
But he tried to play me and act like he didn't know who I was after I said who I was. And what did I tell you?
I'm hanging up.
Okay.
And I said, hold on.
He tried to pull a LaWanda
and I said,
where I meet you at?
Because, once again, the player that I was. I didn't know who she was at first.
This is corny.
Now, she told me who she was and where I met her at. So I said, oh, don't hang up. Hold on. So I click over. Yo, I got to call you back. Now, on the other line.
He had to call his cousin back, y'all. Hold on. Let me tell my cousin I'm going to call her back.
Yes. Once again, that's a player set word.
No, it's not, because this was corny. Nobody was buying this.
So
nobody was buying.
I clicked over. Now, when I told the other girl, my cousin was on the other line, she told me I was lying. She cussed me out. I hung up on her anyway because I wanted to get to know my wife. So, which I didn't know she was going to be my wife at that time.
He knew it.
But,
y'all, he fell in love with me. It was love at first
sight.
sight.
When I talked to her on the phone, and she was just so different, and she was just so new. She just wasn't like no other girl I ever talked to before. And I was just like, man, she's like so cool, like, and I felt like I knew her for a long time. I could talk to her about anything. And this was our first conversation. I never talked to a girl on the phone this long ever in my life.
And y'all, we did not talk. I mean, of course, you're talking to a guy, he asked you about sex, but we were not even on the phone, like, talking nasty. Like, we talked about God, our first conversation. We talked about where we came from. Like, our first conversation was dope. Our synergy was so crazy. Like, we connected so well.
Yes, we did.
Like, we were like two peas in a pod ever since then. But here's a flip side to that story. So, we're talking on the phone. He's like, "When I'm gonna see you again?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "How about tomorrow?" Y'all, he liked her. He liked her. He was like,
I did.
"How about tomorrow?" I'm like, "Okay." So he comes over to see me. Meanwhile, this other girl, she finds out what room I'm in. I didn't even know she was living on the same floor as me. Our setup was like we lived in apartments, so it wasn't like a dormitory. Like, we lived in apartments. Like, we were down there. You did whatever the heck you wanted. We were right in Center City. Like, we was in the midst of it all. Dangerous for 18-year-olds. So, we lived in apartments. So, there was no, like, I could do whatever the heck I want, have whatever company I want. Like, there was no, a food plan or nothing. So, we were just freeballing it. Like, we were just out there living our best life. And she ended up living on my floor. I didn't know that. Y'all, she requested to be my roommate. Thanks to him.
And she stole my chain.
And she stole some of my stuff. You talking about a little whack job?
Yeah,
she requested to be my roommate. She didn't actually. She got into my apartment, but she didn't actually end up being my roommate. But I left my, what was it? The chirp phone, the Nextel. I had a Nextel and a Nokia. But I left my Nextel out in our living room. The next day, the Nextel was gone. She stole his chain. It was crazy. But he's always been like, "Why don't you just beat her up? Beat her up." I'm like, you already had established this relationship between me. It got nothing to do with me.
Because she was from Syria.
Bye. The reason why I didn't beat her up is because the girl didn't do. I couldn't prove that she stole my cell phone, but I know she stole my cell phone. But the things that they used to get into arguments about happened before my time. That's what happened when you lay down with thoughts. And then you want to be all like, "I'm going to get my sister to beat you up." And they was in there arguing. The girl used to be like, "He bought me this, that, and the third." And I'm like, "Oh, really? What did he buy you?" He bought her a pack of chicken and some Reese cup peanut butter from the Acme. When I tell you not worth my time, I was not fighting or arguing over no guy. But overall, she was harmless, y'all.
Yeah,
but she was harmless, but she really thought that this was her man. And it had got to the point that before me and him had became official, she was like, "You don't talk to him, I won't talk to him either. Like, he's trying to play the both of us." So I called him and I was like, "Listen, I don't need none of this drama. Like, I'm just going to stop talking to you. Like, I'm not about to be arguing and fighting with no girl over you. I'm going to do this." So he was like, "Why?" And I told him what she said. And then he was like, "You believe her?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what she said." He was like, "Watch this." He called her on three-way and was like, "Yeah, I'm not talking to Lawanda anymore. I decided I want to talk to you." Now, she told me, like, "I'm not talking to him no more. He trying to play us like we ain't dumb, like Women United." He calls her. She's like, "Yeah, I just told her that crazy. I knew I still was going to talk to you." I'm on three-way. He was like, another cousin was calling him. "My cousin's calling me. I'll call you back." She like, "All right, you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "See what I tell you." So I was like, "Oh, but then if we're going to play these games, then you're my man. And you've been my man ever since, huh?" Everybody knew it's what? Wanda and John. There go Wanda and John. And we still, my name comes first. And we're still Wanda and John. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Fast forward 14 years later, 3 C-sections and some gestational diabetes. Here we are. And we can't get our kids to do any videos with us because they think we're corny.
Yes, they do.
Except for the little one. The little one, that's my baby. But the other two think we're corny. But here we are, guys. 14 years of marriage.
Yes.
And we're going strong. We're going to keep doing this, right?
Yes.
High five. So I hope you guys like the video. If you have any questions, leave some comments down below. And until next time.